Most people moving to North Atlanta think Fulton and Forsyth County are basically the same. And that is a mistake that can cost you tens and thousands of dollars or put you in a lifestyle that doesn't actually fit how you want to live. So in this video, we're going to break down the real differences, not just stats, but what actually feels like to live in each, Forsyth County and Fulton County. By the way, we help people every single week who are relocating to the Atlanta area or making a move within it. And we'd love to help you do the same. The best way to reach us is by calling or texting at 770-626-5712 or booking a time using the link in the description below. Everything you need is right there. And make sure you stick around because at the end of this, we're going to break down which county actually protects you resale value better. And this is where most buyers get it completely wrong. So if you're watching this, you're probably trying to figure out where you actually fit in the North Atlanta area. Maybe you've been looking at areas like Alpharetta, Roswell, Johns Creek, Cumming, and everything kind of starts to blur together. You see similar price points, similar homes, similar schools, and you're thinking, what's the real difference?
So at a high level, here's the difference. Fulton County is going to feel more established, more connected, and closer to the core of Atlanta. You've got areas that have been built out for a while, more mature neighborhoods, for instance, more mixed-use development, more walkability, depending upon where you are. Forsyth County, on the other hand, is newer. There's more growth, more master-planned communities, more consistency in housing style. So right away, you're choosing between established lifestyle and newer suburban expansion. Now let's talk about something that people underestimate all the time in Atlanta. It's the commute and location. So if you're in Fulton County, you are generally closer to Atlanta, which is where the job centers are and major business hubs. That means shorter drive times. That's on a good day, 400, I would say.
On a good day, definitely.
More flexibility and less day-to-day friction. Forsyth County, on the other hand, is further north. A lot of people are okay with that, though, especially if they're working remotely and only commuting occasionally into the city. But if you're driving every day, that extra distance can add up quickly in terms of time and cost. So this becomes a lifestyle decision. Do you want more space and newer homes, or do you want your time back during the day? Now, let's talk about what everyone looks at first.
Home prices, right? Pricing of homes.
Right.
How much does it cost between Fulton County and Forsyth County? What are the differences, Sue?
Well, in many cases, Fulton County is going to have a higher price tag per square foot, especially in areas like Alpharetta, Roswell, and Sandy Springs. Whereas Forsyth County gives you more house for the money, newer construction, larger open layouts, and sometimes bigger lots. But here's where people get tripped up. They only focus on purchase price instead of the long-term value and usability of the location. Because cheaper upfront doesn't always mean financially better long-term.
All right, so now let's dig into lifestyle differences.
Right. So this is where the real decision happens. Fulton County tends to offer more lifestyle variety. Restaurants, shops, parks, walkable areas, and events. There's just more happening in Fulton County, and it's a more integrated lifestyle into your daily life. On the flip side, Forsyth County is quieter. It's more suburban, more spread out, more centered around home life and community. So here's the question you have to ask yourself. How do you actually want your day-to-day life to feel? Because that answer usually points you in the right direction faster than anything else.
Yeah, those questions are good. So let's now talk about schools and family appeal. What's the difference between Fulton and Forsyth there?
Well, both counties have strong schools, but the perception tends to be that Forsyth County is more consistently top ranked across the board. Fulton County has excellent schools too, but it varies depending upon the specific area, such as Alpharetta and Milton and Johns Creek. This is where the understanding micro-location really matters, because one neighborhood can feel completely different from another just 10 minutes away.
Yes, and let's go like our when it comes to schools, we give you all the information and you make the decision. We cannot gear you towards schools. You can look at this, you can visit the schools and things like that. We don't want to gear you in a certain school system. So one of our big questions we ask to, right, is do you have schools picked out, specific schools? Because that really helps narrow the search. Let's talk about property taxes, because some people are maybe moving to the area, they don't know about property taxes.
Property taxes are something that impacts your monthly payment more than most people expect. Forsyth County is generally going to be lower. Fulton County can be higher depending upon the city you're in and any exemptions you have, such as if you're a senior citizen. This matters because it directly affects your affordability, not just your purchase price. Two homes at the same price can feel very different financially month to month.
So inventory and housing types. Yeah, that's right. That's interesting when it comes to real estate, don't you think?
Yeah, because in Fulton County, you actually have more variety of different types of homes.
You do.
Single homes versus townhouses, older homes, renovated properties, luxury properties, established neighborhoods that have character. Forsyth County, on the other hand, tends to be more consistent because they're newer homes. These are planned neighborhoods and communities, modern layouts. They have predictable floor plans and designs. So again, it comes back to your preference. Do you want character and location or newness and consistency?
A lot of people just buy a house and they don't consider resale value. So what's a good resale strategy when it comes to Fulton and Forsyth?
Well, Fulton County tends to have strong, consistent demand because of its proximity to jobs and lifestyle. Forsyth County has strong demand too, but it's more tied to growth and migration patterns. So the real question is, how long are you planning on staying? Because your timeline should influence which county protects your equity better.
What is the biggest mistake that we see?
The biggest mistake that we see is people choosing based on price instead of choosing how they actually want to live, how long they plan to stay, what kind of lifestyle they want. And that's where regret starts to show up later after they've purchased a home.
So how do you decide who each county is best for?
Well, Fulton County is typically good for people who want convenience. They want shorter commute times and more lifestyle access. But Forsyth County is usually better for people who want space, newer homes, and a quiet suburban feel. Neither one is better than the other. It really just depends upon you and what your preference is.
All right, so hopefully this gave you some clarity on whether Fulton County or Forsyth County is the right fit for you. Because the truth is, it's not about which one is better. It's about which one aligns with how you actually want to live. And if you're thinking about making a move, whether it's relocation to North Atlanta or selling your current home, we're already here helping people just like you navigate that every single day. You can reach us at 770-626-5712, or you can connect with us using any of the links below. We'd love to help you make that move. It's not just about the move.